That's why it's so tragic that this commercial makes me weep. You know, it's like emotion being pulled out of your soul without you agreeing to it. And that is the magic of advertising.
If you thought the first part of our series was catchy, wait till we enter the modern era, where all the jingles that played throughout our lifetimes will be activated like sleeper cells inside us. For part one, I took Sarah Marshall of You're Wrong About on a ride through the origins of musical advertising, from its beginnings in the form of poems and sheet music to a time when the popularization of radio created a space for these little earworms to come to life, and eventually for companies to sponsor entire entertainment productions to advertise products like gelatin, cereal, pancake mix, candy, and soda pop. For part two, we're starting in the post-war era when television commercials began to rely heavily on jingles, leading to a decades-long reign of musical advertising that lasted well into the 1990s, and maybe having a comeback as we speak. I'll tell Sarah the stories behind some of the most beloved jingles of all time, and hopefully awaken the tunes inside of all of you that made the hyper-commercialism of our childhoods much jollier, for better and obviously for worse. I'm your host, Chelsey Weber-Smith, and this is American Hysteria. All right, Sarah, we are back for part two of our episode on jingles. Thank you for joining me again.
Thank you for having this jingle jangle.
Oh, it is a jingle jangle. We are starting now in the World War II era, and we are going to go all the way into the present day. So there are going to be some true bangers in here that every one of you is going to recognize, unless you are Amish, which maybe you should let me know and we can talk for the show.
Yeah, there you go. It's a win-win.
So if you'll remember, Sarah, we last left off when Pepsi had created the first nationally broadcasted musical commercial in a bid to outperform Coca-Cola.
We sure did. Like Sisyphus with the boulder.
And that will continue. So because of this, jingles had really started taking off in the early 1940s. But as you might imagine, mass culture soon became pretty singularly focused on the war effort.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
I know. We started seeing different musical acts performing songs on the radio about things like buying war bonds, which, you know, was what it was.
You got to get war bonds.
You got to get war bonds.
Yeah.
I had a really hard time finding the jingle history of the 40s. I think probably because a lot of that space was taken up, by World War II.
Yeah.
But
makes sense.
There are definitely some noteworthy examples. The one I would like to bring to you is this famous Chiquita banana ad that you may remember. This came out in 1944.
It's right on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, let's check it out. I'm excited.
I'm Chiquita Banana, and I've come to say bananas have to ripen in a certain way, and when they're flecked with brown and have a golden hue, bananas taste the best and are the best for you. You can put them in a salad.
Color by Technicolor.
No, not yet, my dear. That greenish way you're looking means that you are ripe for cooking. How about me? No. When you are fully ripe, my dear, those little flecks of brown appear. You're most digestible, my friend. Delicious, too, from end to end. You can put them in a pie, any way you want to eat them. It's impossible to beat them. But bananas like the climate of the very, very tropical equator. So you should never put bananas
What an iconic bimbo.
in the refrigerator.
Oh, yeah, and peeled himself.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one. And, you know, this was kind of one of the first times where they were matching, which we didn't say, but Sarah, do you want to describe what we were seeing along with this song we're hearing?
We're seeing lots of cartoon anthropomorphic bananas just chilling out and flirting with each other. And there's a banana in a cabana.
Exactly. It's a good description.
But they brought this out in the 90s, right? This is very familiar to me.
I feel like a version of this was revamped in the 90s, like a lot of what we're going to be talking about today.
I think it was like, I'm a Chiquita Banana, or is her name? Her name's Chiquita Banana. Her name's Chiquita Banana.
That's her name.
I thought that was the brand for, it's Little Girl Banana.
That's her.
Wow.
Yep.
Her name, why is this like
blowing your mind?
Yeah, it really is. Okay, her first name, which we have to say was probably kind of a nickname maybe, is Chiquita, and her last name is Banana.
That's her.
It's her surname. Wow. Are the bananas we're buying her relatives?
Ooh, yeah. It gets a little weird when you anthropomorphize them.
So you have Carmen Miranda and Chiquita Banana, and they both work for the banana company, I guess.
That might be it.
And between the two of them, they are running the Banana Republic. Okay, go on.
Yes. And of course, we aren't going to get into the complicated history of bananas, but I encourage everyone to learn about it.
But that's a whole other...
It's a whole other banana.
Do you have a banana episode?
We talked a bit about bananas in a recent episode we did with Annalie Newitz, who came on and talked about propaganda. So we talked just about banana propaganda.
Incredible. All right. You got some banana stuff in the past. Great.
Yeah. So check that out, people.
All right. Well, that was very catchy.
It is. So this ad was like so popular that it played an average of 376 times a day.
Okay. And I still can't believe that's her name.
I know.
All right. I'm going to be recovering from that for this whole show.
So the place that this was playing most often were at movie theaters, and it would often be followed by a very famous...
Well, why don't movie theaters sell bananas? Okay, go on.
Why don't they? Maybe they did then. But you might hear another really popular jingle, movie theater specific, coming after the Chiquita Banana commercial. Does anything come to mind? Think Grease.
Well... Yes, I believe we could probably sing this together. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. We're nailing it. Let's all go to the lobby and get ourselves a drink.
Yep.
Or whatever.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm really hearing the influence of the Andrews sisters.
Yes, yes. And then, of course, following that in Greece is Russia, Russia, Russia. New Icona toothpaste. Russia, Russia, Russia. It's dandy for your teeth.
Dandy for your teeth. Wow. Yes. My favorite character, Jan.
It is a dessert wine.
Doesn't Jan have no major dramas and just enjoy her snacks the whole movie? That's kind of her vibe.
I think that's pretty much it. And her and what's his name seem really happy.
Duty or somebody.
Duty. Yeah.
Yeah, it is Duty. Wow.
They're just having a good time.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Just like just vibe.
Just
be
brush
chill. Your teeth and eat your snacks.
Have a Twinkie, for God's sake.
For the love of God. Yeah. Don't be a Jackie. Don't be a Marilyn. Be a Jan.
Be a Jan. You can add a little Frenchie in there. You know what? Add a little bit of every
Frenchie's
character from Greece and you'll have the platonic ideal of the man.
Yeah.
Or woman.
Or whoever. Yeah.
Okay. So the jingle as we know it really reached its peak around the economic boom of the 1950s, which probably isn't surprising.
Yeah.
It came along with the introduction of television to most American homes, and this meant that advertising was really supercharged because it had both visual and audio elements to it. So the jingle was used in all kinds of branded products: breakfast cereal, candy, snacks, soda pop, tobacco, beer. They were starting to aim products, since it was the 1950s, at consumers' self-image. So these were things that kind of defined who you were beyond just being something that you wanted, right?
Yeah.
So they were kind of becoming a part of like identity politics in a way, like 1950s identity.
Right. Well, and also that you had the baby boomer generation. And so this group of like young people, you know, who were being advertised to more than any previous generation, and whose identities in kind of a post-war America were like up for grabs in a way.
Yes.
Like I said, post-war and not post-war.
Yes, but you got it.
Post-war, pre-war. All right, great.
So one of the like most popular jingles of this era that really like elevated the art form was performed by none other than lesbian icon, for no good reason, Dinah Shore.
Nice. I didn't know she was a lesbian icon.
You know this about her.
No.
You've never heard of like lesbians going to Dinah Shore?
Well, maybe now that you're saying it.
You need to watch the L Word, dog.
Yeah, I do.
We need to watch the L Word actually together, so we'll do that soon.
I saw it sporadically on DVDs in college, and that was an experience I'm grateful for.
I'm glad. So Dinah Shore started a golf tournament at some point for women.
Really? Good for her.
And it just turned into like a giant lesbian event like over the decades. So I know.
I didn't know that. That's so great.
So Dinah Shore is not gay in any way, but she started a women's golf tournament, and now it's like a house music outdoor pool party for lesbians.
That's so beautiful.
It is. So let's listen to her Chevrolet ad, which I really enjoy.
I will say that one of the recommended videos next to this is just called Lesbians,
there you
1986, and it's from the UCLA Film and Television Archive.
Well, there you go.
Oh, God. Of course, I know this from just everywhere. It's just part of America.
I love it.
America is asking you to call. Drive your Chevrolet through the USA. America's the greatest land of all. On a highway or a road along a levee. Performance is sweeter, nothing can beat her. Life is completer in a Chevy. So make a date today to see the USA. See it in your Chevrolet.
All right, you get the picture.
It's beautiful.
It's really good.
Yep.
It's a really good one.
And the way they rhymed USA with Chevrolet,
it's smart.
That was a big leap forward. Mm-hmm.
Really, really smart. So another one that you will likely remember is, or at least the kind of beginnings of something you should remember. Mm-hmm. If we can go to the Double Mint Gum.
I do. I very much remember Double Mint Gum ads from the 90s, and they did just feel like cheesy yet iconic in the same way as like the Mentos commercial.
Oh,
also an iconic jingle.
One of the best there was.
And yeah, they just felt like just sort of what commercials were, you know?
Yeah.
Like kind of corny, but you secretly loved them.
Exactly. Do you remember the Wrigley's gum jingle that we knew?
Oh my God.
I didn't.
It's like, I don't know if I can remember the tune, but it's, what is it? Double your pleasure, double your fun.
That's close. Yeah.
Okay, let's listen.
All right.
Here's a tip you'll appreciate. It pays to have a smile that's bright, to help you look and feel just right.
Oh my God, there's two of them. It wasn't a mirror, it was a hoop. There's violinists. Beautiful.
Really good. Right to the point.
Very simple. And then they just have been elaborating on that for decades. Great.
And I love that because it's so cool because you guys can't see this obviously, but they're like sitting, or well, it looks like a woman looking in a mirror, and then suddenly she shakes hands with her reflection, and then it's twins. And I just think that's cool.
Yeah. And it's a Double Mint twins.
And then
of course there was like, it was a thing. If you were like famous twins, it would be like, yeah, they were Double Mint twins. It's one of the main twin jobs.
There aren't that many twin jobs. I'm not going to go through all of the ads of the 50s, but there are a lot of
iconic ones.
Really iconic ones. Like Pillsbury had theirs, and their slogan back then was "Nothing says lovin' like something from the oven," which I think is cute.
Yeah.
You might remember the Brill Cream slogan, "A little dabble, do ya?"
I really do. I remember it mainly when I think of Jack Nicholson in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, because that's what he says when they're giving him the electricity.
Oh, he says a little dabble, do ya?
Yeah, because, they like put the thing on his temples to get the thing to stick on or whatever they're doing with that. Because he's a jokester.
He's a jokester, even at the end.
That Randall Patrick McMurphy. Yeah. But just to say that these are like things that kind of become just like, I don't know, like parts, like weird parts of the tapestry of our lives, I don't know. I do love that that's the world we're in. People say things like that.
Yeah. I mean, that is the power of advertising. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So I have one that I think that you'll enjoy, and that is the first Rice Krispies jingle.
Heck yeah. I love a Rice Krispies jingle. I love those guys. Snap, crackle, and pop.
Rice Krispies are so good.
They are so good. And also, I love making Rice Krispies treats.
Oh my God.
I make those all the time.
I know. Is there a more perfect food?
Not more perfect.
Snap. What a
Oh, they're a jazz trio.
Snap is the happiest sound I've found. You may clap, rap, tap,
Incredible.
slap, but snap makes the world go
They're jumping on
round.
the coattails of the
Crackle,
jazz
Rice
fad.
Krispies. I say it's crackle, the crispy sound.
Ah.
You gotta have crackle or the clock's not wound.
It's a rap battle.
Crackle's playing the jazz guitar.
Snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies. I insist that pop's the sound.
It's beautiful.
The best is Mr. Let's Pop's around.
And there's Pop. He's playing the upright
Poppin',
bass.
The cereal's poppin'.
Oh, yeah.
Pop makes the world go round. Snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies. Let's go for Kellogg's Rice Krispies. Snap.
So good.
Wow, they're a bunch of beatniks.
I know. I thought that one was pretty fun and clever.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's not super catchy, though. It's like a little bit too, well, no, it's catchy at the end.
But yeah, I know what you mean. It's more of the performance and the idea that you have to
Right.
choose your favorite. And everybody likes
Snap,
to choose their
crackle, pop.
favorite.
Well, I personally like Pop, you know.
Yeah, I think I've always been kind of a pop. Maybe I'm a snap. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who's who? I guess I'm the guy with the stupid hat.
Is that Pop? Don't they all have stupid hats?
They all have really stupid hats, but the stupidest hat, the like slouchy beanie that's super long.
Okay, wait. No, I have to watch it again.
Well, I'm looking at just the modern Snap, Crackle, Pop.
Okay, Crackle has the stupid hat, I think.
So I guess I might be Crackle.
You are a Crackle.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It's fine.
I'm glad we've explored this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Rice Krispies are brilliant too because they can market themselves as like the cereal that is like a plaything because you get to listen to it do its thing. I always loved that about them.
Me too. They're the pop rocks of cereal.
They are. They are. Oh my God, Chelsey, you're a genius.
Isn't that so smart?
It's this kind of connection that you draw that is what allows you to really synthesize American history into a coherent whole. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
What if you put Pop Rocks in Rice Krispies?
Oh, I'm sure people have.
Or in treats. But what if I did?
What if you did? They're kind of hard to find, but we can find them.
We can find some.
We can find them.
Wow.
Sounds gross, but I'm down.
I don't know. The treats, though, that idea has potential.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Don't buy it yet. Okay.
Okay.
More after this. And now back to the show. So in the midst of all these like super successful campaigns, companies started to create contests the way that they did in the late 1800s for the public to send in their own jingles. And this became a really popular pastime for housewives that were hoping to make some extra money. Have you ever heard of this?
Yeah, because this is something that crops up in period fiction. And also there's that Julianne Moore movie, The Prize Winner of Defiance, Ohio, which I think is basically about that.
Yeah, I had a feeling that you were going to, have that.
Oh, I don't miss a Julianne Moore movie. Yeah.
No, who does? Oh my God. But yeah, so as a fun example that was fictionalized in that movie in 2005, a Midwestern mother named Evelyn Ryan was trying to support her 10 kids and her stupid fucking alcoholic asshole husband. And
isn't that always the way? Marry a man, they say. They'll help you raise a family, they say.
We might as well say she had 11 kids, right?
Yeah.
So she joined with a bunch of other women in her neighborhood. They formed this alliance and they began entering as many of these contests as possible, which in addition to jingles was like writing slogans, poems for all these various companies, right? So they would win, and Evelyn won cash prizes, cars, vacations. She even won a jukebox at one point, which I think is really fun and maybe like not so helpful for a mother of 10, 11 rather.
Might help with morale.
Hey, that's right. But so that was just a fun little aside of of our 50s housewife culture because you know what? Life finds a way, doesn't it?
It does.
All right. So moving into the 1960s, we're going to like really start to hear the heavy hitters of our time. And I really did not know how old a lot of these jingles were. Like in my mind, I was like, oh, these were written in the 90s when I heard them. But most of them are, you know, from the 60s and 70s.
Fantastic.
Let's start with one of, you know, I think this is a favorite of most people, and that is I Wish I Were an Oscar Mayer Wiener.
Iconic. Yeah.
Sarah, would you mind singing the beginning of that?
I wish I were an Oscar Mayer Wiener. That is what I'd really like to be. Did a little barbershop quartet with myself. Because if I were an Oscar Mayer Wiener, everybody want a bite of me. Something like that. It's very good.
You're close. Yeah, it was really good.
And then the bologna has its own slogan, which is brilliant, you know?
And what was that one?
My bologna has a first name. It's O-S-C-A-R. My bologna has a second name. It's M-E-Y-E-R. I love to eat it every day when people ask me why I say. Because Oscar Mayer has a way with B-O-L-O-G-N-A. It's pleasing to sing. Like, I enjoy singing them to myself. And there's like, I don't know, a TikTok I loved a while ago about like this idea of like, what do you think about when you're hiking and you're in wilderness seeing the most beautiful things you've ever seen? And of course, it's, I have a structured settlement and I need cash now.
Oh, JG. Wow.
Unless it's my bologna has a first name and so on.
I like that bologna song because it teaches you how to spell a notoriously difficult word to spell.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. And there's a lot of words that it's easier to sing the spelling of than to actually remember, you know?
Very true. Very true. I mean, it's easier to remember anything when it's in song form.
Right.
Yeah. Here's a weird thing I noticed. In my mind, it was always Oscar Mayer Wiener, like M-E-Y-E-R. So I'm having a Mandela effect a little bit.
Wait, what is it?
M-A-Y-E-R.
Oh.
Is that surprising to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of those things like the Berenstain Bears where your brain is used to the pattern recognition that like usually it's Berenstein, S-T-E-I-N, and then one day you realize it's Stain.
I know. And then everything changes.
Which I actually, look, I hate to brag, but like I realized that it was Berenstain one day in about 1998.
Wow.
Because look, I'm sorry, but I'm just smarter than the rest of you.
Well, here's what happened, Sarah, is that at that moment, reality split. And you are either on one side of reality.
You wish.
Yeah, I'm on the other. But we're meeting here to talk about Jingles.
Okay. All right. And I'm Gwyneth Paltrow and you're John Hannah.
That's it. I want to be Gwyneth.
Okay.
Clearly, I'm the Gwyneth
Paltrow and I'm John Hannah.
All right. So the Oscar Mayer Wiener jingle was written in an hour, which I find very impressive.
Incredible.
By a career jingler named Richard Trentledge.
The career jingler.
He heard a radio spot that, again, was announcing a contest to come up with the company's new jingle. This was in the early 60s. So very quickly, he scribbled down this idea that was based on, I love this, an offhand comment from his 11-year-old son.
Perfect.
Who said he wished he were, quote, a dirt bike hot dog.
Beautiful.
Which I found out was slang for a cool kid at that time.
Chelsey, you know what? You are a real dirt bike hot dog.
Thank you. I think you're a dirt bike hot dog too.
Oh my God. No, I'm not. But you are, and you're my friend, and that's the most important thing. I'm like a Schwinn hot dog, if anything, but I'm happy with that.
Dirt bike hot dog by proxy.
Dirt bike hot dog.
I mean, that's more merch right there.
That's true. I'm in community with a dirt bike hot dog. Yeah. That's merch if I've ever seen it.
Merch.
I think that would be a good beanie.
That would be a good beanie. I'm not a beanie man myself. I have a hat that has flaps for my ears in the winter.
Well, yeah, that's because you're holding Caulfield. It's harder to embroider on flaps.
That's right. So we are bringing back Dirt Bike Hot Dog. Spread it far and wide, everyone. This is the only thing I care about now is bringing back Dirt Bike Hot Dog.
Is that the name for the combined fans of these shows? Like, if you care about both these shows, are you a Dirt Bike Hot Dog?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. You're a Dirt Bike Hot Dog.
Which, are you the dirt bike? I think we're the dirt bag. I think we're the dirt bike and you're the hot dog.
Yeah, I think that's true. You're definitely the dirt bike.
Okay. All right. So then our dear jingler Richard didn't have time to get a professional, so he just recorded his 2 kids singing it.
Perfect.
And he won the contest. I know.
Oh my God. He's a jingalo.
Jingalo. That's it. I love it. So another jingle that was born in the 60s that would go on to be the longest running in advertising history was for what I consider a brilliant little toy that made a comeback in the 90s. Any guesses, Sarah?
Was it the Slinky?
It was the Slinky. Incredible.
Yes. How's the Slinky jingle go? Because I can't really remember it.
All right. How about we listen?
Let's do it. Ah, yes.
Who walks the stair without a care and makes the happiest sound? Bounce up and down just like a clown. Everyone knows it's Slinky, the best present check to give or get, the favorite all over town. The hit of the day when you're ready to play. Everyone knows it's Slinky. It's Slinky, it's Slinky, for fun is the best of the toys. Slinky, it's Slinky, the favorite of girls and boys.
Now, a Slinky, when you think about it, is a very kind of a sneaky toy because you can only really enjoy it as a child if you live in a house with stairs.
That's a really good point.
So it's a subtle class divider.
God, that's so true. I did not ever think of that. I guess you can bring it to the park.
Yeah, or if you're in an apartment building, you might have communal stairs, but if you don't need people interfering with your Slinky like that. Did you have a Slinky?
Oh yeah, I definitely had a Slinky.
Yeah, me too. I vividly remember my Slinky. But of course, by the 90s, they were plastic, which is much safer.
It was. And I mean, I just feel like it's such a smart toy. I mean, they got ruined in a day because as soon as you twisted it up at all, it was toast. But, I thought it was a great toy. Do you remember the spoof from the 90s on the Slinky song?
Was this a Toy Story thing?
No.
Was it the Angry Beavers?
Close.
Okay.
Earlier relative of that show.
Some Nickelodeon thing, maybe Ren and Stimpy or something, but it was...
Ren and Stimpy.
Was it It's Log, It's Log? Yep. We should watch that.
Uh-huh. It's log. It's better than bad. It's good.
God, I definitely went to college with some people who would sing that a lot. That's one of those things that I absorbed after the fact.
It's a classic.
Yeah. If you can write a catchy song, it's that'll stick around longer than anything complex most of the time. And I appreciate that.
I agree. All right. The next one I've got for you is one of my very favorites. And it was all over in the 90s. And the food was all over in the 90s. And that was the famed boxed dinner known as rice-a-roni.
The San Francisco treat.
The San Francisco treat. Shall we listen to the 62 version?
We really should, yeah.
We must.
Rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat. Rice-a-roni, everybody's got
beautiful.
Started out where cable cars play this song. Not right.
It's swinging.
Rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat.
Wow.
I didn't really care for rice-a-roni. My mom did make rice-a-roni occasionally, but I love the commercials.
I've never had rice-a-roni, to be honest. Yeah, but I loved the commercials growing up. Exactly.
It's such an interesting choice to be so location specific with your ad.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's a San Francisco treat.
But it did feel very sophisticated to me when I was a kid.
Yeah, totally. It did feel like the upscale Hamburger Helper or something.
Exactly. Because Hamburger Helper was non-location specific.
No. Another ad that most of us probably have heard at some point. It wasn't a huge 90s ad, but it's again one of those that's ubiquitous in culture a little bit. But it is for a, I guess, medical product is what I'll say, that you and I use quite frequently and should sponsor us. Any guesses?
It's got to be Alka-Seltzer, which I just bought some more of. Because I drink it Because, okay, again, obviously we're not sponsored, but we could be. To me, Alka-Seltzer is like a delicious seltzer that I drink just in case when I'm cooking with a lot of raw garlic.
It's smart.
As like a preemptive thing to avoid getting heartburn, which to me is the silent killer.
It is the silent killer, and I have it, and I get it. And Alka-Seltzer is, it's really helpful when you're feeling nauseous, which I often am.
Oh, and I've never even thought of using it for that. Yeah, I guess it works so well for heartburn.
It's just a simple product, It hasn't changed in all this time, I don't think.
Right. That's the thing. Well, and that is like the issue kind of with American business, right? That like things aren't geared toward a simple product that works, really. It's this idea of like you have to keep expanding quarter by quarter or else everyone will be mad at you.
Yeah.
And what that causes you to do is ultimately collapse and implode because that's inevitable if you insist on continuous growth. So I guess like making something good forever and ceasing to expand at a certain point is kind of not allowed at this point in time. And it really should be.
Yeah, I agree, because it's like even like things like changing packaging. Like when I go to get a product and it's changed its packaging, I'm furious.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know him. I've never met him. There's a stranger here.
That's why I love Bag Balm. They haven't changed their packaging since 1912.
That's what I want.
I mean, I made up that number, but it's probably close.
It's probably close. Shall we listen to the Alka-Seltzer jingle?
Yeah, we sure will.
All right.
You worked too hard, you ate too much. The
it's a little guy.
You greedy. Let your aching head and stomach hear this message from old Speedy.
Oh, his name's Speedy.
Alka-Seltzer, plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh,
this is really giving like Danny
Those
Kaye and Here Comes Peter
your
Cottontail.
Stomach and headache fast. For acid indigestion alone, Alka-Seltzer Gold. Oh, what a relief it is. What a relief.
You can't convince me this isn't June Foray. Wow, this is beautiful. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. I knew the words, but I didn't know the jingle was so good, like the melody.
It's really good. It's really good.
Wow.
And again, Alka-Seltzer, I'm ready to be sponsored. Daddy.
And also, it is a relief. Like the secret, unfortunately, is that you kind of have to make a product that works and that people are fond of because it has worked for them. And sorry, you guys, you just have to.
You just have to. And it's like when you hit it, stick with it. And don't change the way my iPhone works anymore. I am so mad. I just updated it. And I'm like, I don't know how to even use this now because I'm suddenly 70 and nothing makes sense.
I know. Well, because the muscle memory gets screwed up, which is also why we need to have buttons in cars, because I cannot keep learning where the part of the screen I need to be interacting with is while I'm on the freeway. You can't do it to me, guys.
It's like, will I ever buy a car past like 2015 at this point?
I won't.
I don't think I will.
Yeah.
I don't think I will. Okay, so now we're going to return to our little relationship, our little bitch fest between Pepsi and Coke.
Great.
Which came to be known as the Cola Wars. Have you ever heard this term?
I did an episode on this one. I finally got to, with Miles Klee.
You did? When was that? Miles was on our show too.
I don't know, like sometime in the past year. Yeah.
Really?
It was a fun one. Yeah, exactly.
I fucking missed it. All right. Well, you can bring some color to this.
I'm missing a lot of your good stuff too. If I didn't forget everything, I sure will.
Okay, great. So Coke, we know the vibe. They made Santa. You know, they're very like clean cut, nostalgic,
right?
Very kind of 50s vibes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they'd been running these like pretty syrupy sweet ads through the 60s. And their jingle line was "Things go better with Coke," which is fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's time for a refresh.
So Pepsi, if you'll remember from our last episode, had done this whole campaign and jingle during the Great Depression about how for a nickel, you got double the amount of Coke. So they had doubled the amount in their bottles.
Yeah, very clever. You're like, it tastes like you're having a stroke, but there's more of it. So, you know.
There's more of it.
You know what Pepsi is like? Pepsi is like the last season of the Drew Carey Show where they changed the camera style and you felt like you were having an acid trip. That's what drinking a Pepsi is like. Sorry to be rude, but...
Well, and that's actually going to be prescient of you to say.
Oh, okay.
So because of that, ad campaign and what Pepsi had represented during the Great Depression, it kind of came to be known as like the working class soda, whereas Coke was more like the suburban ideal soda.
Okay.
Okay. So people were kind of embarrassed to drink Pepsi. Like I read about how people would buy Pepsi because it was cheaper, but then put it into Coke bottles for their guests. Which makes sense to me. You know.
Like putting the box wine into the old bottle.
Right. There was like literally a stigma of Pepsi.
Wow. And now it's just because nobody likes it.
Yeah, I mean, right. So instead of trying to convert this older generation that grew up in this very Coke world, they decided to go after the youth market.
Yes, youths.
The youths. And again, this was in the 1960s. So the earlier 60s. So we're like, the hippies are kind of coming in, like we're like right on the precipice of the movement.
Hippies are coming in.
Yeah, they're going after kind of the spunky teens and young adults of this changing American culture. And the idea to continue this feeling that products also represented your personality, they wanted Pepsi to become cool, essentially, right?
Well, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be nice, yeah. So the idea was like, let's show some cool people doing cool things. And maybe people will be like, I want to be cool and do cool things. I am cool and I do cool things. It's like this early identity politics thing. Like, are you a Pepsi or are you a Coke?
I'm a Sprite.
They went with this slogan, come alive, you're in the Pepsi generation.
We know you're dead right now, but wake up. Pepsi.
You're comparing it to like the end of the Drew Carey show, right? So I'm feeling like, all right, follow me.
Okay.
Pepsi.
Walk with me.
Is to Nickelodeon. Like Pepsi is the Nickelodeon, Coke is the Disney Channel.
I see that. Yeah, because Nickelodeon could never have succeeded by trying to be the Disney Channel. They had to be their own thing.
Yeah. And then I also am like Pepsi.
And that's how we got Stick Stickly.
Stick Stickly. God love him. So then I'm also like, was continuing this thought. Pepsi is the Mad TV to Coke's SNL.
That seems right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're figuring it out.
Yeah. Where again, it's like you watch it every so often because you have to. And you're like, wow, there are people who just watch this. And then you never think about it until you have to again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to be so biased against Pepsi. It's just I'm from a Diet Coke household. It's because they're so similar. Because like I'm from Oregon and you're from Washington, right? And someone from any other part of the country would be like, Oregon and Washington, those are like about the same, right? And I'm sure you and I would both feel like, the same. We could not be more different. And in fact, we are basically the same, but it's like those little ways, the little differences like become such a like delightfully ridiculous part of your sense of who you are and how you distinguish yourself from someone very similar to you. And it's just, I don't know, it's kind of charming.
It is charming.
Humans are ridiculous. And it's one of the things I love most about us when we do it in a harmless way.
Exactly. Absolutely. So I'm going to admit to you that in high school, I drank Pepsi instead of Coke. And here's why. The girl I was in love with drank Pepsi. That was it.
Look, yeah, and I get it. And I once gave Pepsi a try because Jennifer Beals in Flashdance is shown drinking Diet Pepsi. And I was like, well, if it's good enough for Jennifer,
it's good enough for Sarah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, eventually I was like, oh, wait, this actually is terrible.
You're like, no love is worth this. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
I guess when you're young, you have the chance to acquire a taste for only so many gross chemicals. And if Coke gets in first, then something similar to it, but not it, will forever taste just like you're being poisoned. I feel like
That's
that
true.
might be it. I wonder if there's a study that could support that. I would like that.
This sounds pretty scientific to me.
There you go. Well, it's the reigning type of science right now, which is that I just thought of it and it explains my worldview. So we're going to say it's true.
We're going to go right along with that. Yep.
Just kidding. We're not. But it's an interesting hypothesis that I would love to hear people's thoughts on. But go on. Okay. So Pepsi is trying.
Boy, do I have a job in a presidential administration for you, Sarah. Okay. So the Pepsi ads we were just talking about like many ads that we saw growing up, it had multiple versions, right? So each ad would feature different attractive people doing cool activities, things like motorcycling or water cycling, which is like one of those bikes for the water that I didn't really know much about.
What? I didn't know about that. Nor would I say it's cool, but whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's dorky as shit, but it was probably cool then. Sometimes they might be playing volleyball or other sports. But yeah, they're being cool. They're doing cool things. They're enjoying a nice cold Pepsi. So let's watch one of these. Yeah. And I'm going to describe it ahead of time here, but it shows... two beautiful young people on a moped driving on what looks like a California mountain road while a helicopter delivers them their own personal soda machine, like hanging by a rope.
Incredible. Wow. You can see that 60s auteur filmmaker influence.
Yes. Oh, here comes the soda machine.
God, this looks like one of the commercials that Guy Woodhouse was making.
Yeah.
Come alive.
Wow.
Come alive. You're in the Pepsi generation.
That helicopter is bringing in a vending machine.
Who is the
I
Pepsi
know.
generation?
I wish that
Just
would
about
happen.
everyone with the young view of things. Active,
Oh, the young view
livelier
of
people with a
things.
liking for Pepsi-Cola. The light refreshment with the bold, clean taste. Generous
Well, this
in
certainly
flavor and
is
sparkle.
swinging.
It
Pepsi
is.
belongs to your generation.
So this is good. It's like it's not your
Why
daddy's
else would Pepsi
soft
try
drink.
so hard to be
Yeah.
where you are?
And it's
Everywhere.
filmed like they put effort into how they filmed it. They've got like kind of amazing helicopter shots in here too.
Yeah.
Like it's cinematic, baby.
It's almost like one of those David Lynch ads, like the handful of commercials he made in the early 90s.
I didn't know he did commercials. That's fascinating.
Yeah, you should watch them sometime. Highly recommended. More after this. And now, back to the show. So, yeah, I mean, you can kind of get that the idea was to define yourself in this particular way. And it did make it seem cool. Like it worked really well for Pepsi. So this is just a total weird aside, but there is this like potentially real, but probably urban legend story that this slogan "come alive" when it was exported to, the story is different. It's either China or Germany or Japan. You know, there are like different versions of it.
The fact that there's a story about 3 completely different countries maybe suggests, but
stupid.
still, I want to hear it. Yeah.
But that this phrase "come alive" was lost in translation, and the whichever country thought that what Pepsi was saying was that it would bring their dead ancestors back to life.
That does feel like the kind of story that we would make up to convince ourselves that other people are stupid.
Yeah, it does.
But also, I don't know. Sodas do promise a lot of outlandish stuff. I wouldn't put it past them.
It's true. It's true.
Wow. All right. So Pepsi is I'm proud of their gumption.
Yeah. And so, you know, eventually Coke, as they do, because they want to eat everything, they were like, no, I want the youth market. So in 1971, they did their own kind of outreach commercial to the peace-loving hippie crowd, which was a little late in 1971, but, you know, they're behind.
Yeah. Well, they had to have meetings about it for 3 or 4 years first.
That's true. So the musical ad that they came up with was based on this already popular song in England, and it was called "I'd Like to Teach the World to Sing in Perfect Harmony," but the Coke team changed the lyrics to "I'd like to buy the world a Coke." Have you heard this one before?
I sure have. I didn't know that this was based on a pre-existing song, which makes it feel a little bit less unsavory how touching this jingle is when you hear it.
God, it's beautiful. And in the ad, they wanted to present this kind of image of global unity and diversity. So you have like all kinds of different cultures and racial groups and nations represented. It's like probably a really early version of woke capitalism, I would say. So they just put all their actors on a rolling hill in Italy and had them lip sync to this song.
I'd like to buy the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honey bees and snow white turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing. Sing with me. Perfect harmony. Perfect harmony. I
A banger.
It's like so good. And then you're
It's
like,
so good.
The real what?
I know. But it's such
what is it the real
banger.
of? But it's and the thing is, it's like, and this, I thought about this in relation to this commercial, that like at this point in time, Coke is like one of the symbols that's probably most recognized by people around the world. That's not a great thing, but it's a true thing, I would imagine.
Yeah. And the song was so popular that, people were requesting to hear it like it was a regular song. So it was revisited and kind of like Frankensteined yet again from its original version to the Coke version to an even newer version. And it was recorded by the Hillside Singers and the New Seekers, and both versions were charting hits. So It worked really well. And I believe, I haven't seen it, but I believe that the season finale of Mad Men is about this.
Yeah, that's the spoilers for Mad Men, which I haven't seen, but they kind of, I think that like the ending is the sort of fake out where you're like, wow, maybe Don Draper learned how to meditate and get in touch with his inner child and become an okay guy or something. And then it's like, no, he had a breakthrough about how he's going to make this Coke ad to pander to hippies. The end.
There you go.
What's an egg-sucking weasel? Always an egg-sucking weasel.
You can't change.
Good night, kids.
Remember, no one can change.
Remember, people who hurt you again and again and then dangle the promise of change like it's a reward are maybe playing a game where actually changing will cause them to give up the power that they have. But also, you can change whenever you want. You can start changing right now. You'll love it.
It's a beautiful message.
Thank you.
I'd like to buy the world a Coke.
That's the problem. I would love to buy the world a Coke.
And everyone, we know that Coke is evil. Okay, we know.
Yeah, we know. That's why it's so tragic that this commercial makes me weep.
I know.
It's like emotion being pulled out of your soul without you agreeing to it. And that is the magic of advertising.
Yep, that's so true. So, all right, we're moving into the 70s, and we're just going to go through some of the big hits of the 70s.
Perfect.
And I'll give you I kind of picked out the ones that had interesting stories to them. So
Great.
We're going to start with the Meow Mix jingle. Do you remember the Meow Mix jingle?
Of course I do. Meow, 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 meow. I forgot how that resolves, but yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's Meow Mix, meow. Or wait, I want chicken, I want liver. Meow Mix, please deliver. It's fantastic. So the reason I brought you this one, aside from it being a banger, is that apparently, declassified documents from the Central Intelligence Agency proved that during the Bush era torture and interrogation programs, this was one of the songs that was used as a form of mental torture.
Well, that's horrible.
It's horrible. It's crazy. And it was also hip hop songs and metal songs that were used. But
also any music can be an instrument of torture if it is, if part of the point is sleep deprivation, Yeah. If you think you would hold up well in a cult or under interrogation, just deprive yourself of sleep for 48 hours and see how you feel after that.
Yeah. No shit. Yeah. And it's what's so dark about the Meow Mix one in particular is that it just feels like it would have been so funny to the people who were committing war crimes to play the Meow Mix song, which just makes it really haunting.
Yeah.
That's so much scarier than metal, playing metal,
Yeah, it's true. Although metal has had enough bad PR, that it doesn't need more either. But yeah, the idea of that kind of implying this merriment being had, which I'm sure is true because, those soldiers were sure smiling in those pictures from Abu Ghraib, which we should probably
sure fucking were.
Do an episode on because it was 20 years ago now or more, over 20 years.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Everybody does.
So on a lighter note, one of the most prolific jingle writers of the 1970s was American singer-songwriter Barry Manilow. Did you know this?
No, that's so interesting. Because I don't find his songs to be that catchy.
Well, no, but that's because he put all his catchiness into some of the best jingles of all time. Okay.
Oh my God. I guess that does explain it. Okay, I'm so excited.
One jingle that was written by Barry Manilow that is still very widely used today, which is uncommon because there's not that many jingles happening anymore, but it is for a particular insurance giant. Sarah, any guesses?
Oh my God. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Is that Barry Manilow?
That's it. Barry Manilow wrote that one.
Of course that's Barry Manilow. He sure... And now that you told me that, I'm like, that does sound like Barry Manilow. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And it's like so iconic that they can just use, I feel like, this very minimalist version of it in the ads and everyone knows what it is, you know?
Yeah.
Because it almost like rushes through it, I feel like. It's like, you're like, yep, there it is. There's Barry Manilow.
There it is. Another one he wrote was for Band-Aids. Do you remember the Band-Aid jingle?
I am stuck on Band-Aid brain because Band-Aid stuck on me.
There it is. Also Barry Manilow. just so ridiculous.
Incredible.
I know. I think it was just like a really lucrative side gig for musicians.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It would be really fun to do.
You should write a jingle.
I could see myself being a good jingle writer.
Yeah. If you write a jingle for You're Wrong About, I would want to use that.
Okay. I'll think about that.
Okay.
So another one that he did that we don't know today, probably. I'd never heard it, but it was pretty fun. It was for McDonald's, and it was the jingle was called You Deserve a Break Today. And the whole commercial was like a song and dance by the McDonald's employees about how clean McDonald's is.
Nice.
Just like they're cleaning McDonald's, they're singing about how clean it is, which doesn't surprise me because I'm sure they were trying to convince people that fast food wasn't gross.
Yeah.
But that was Barry Manilow. Pretty prolific jingle writer.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. He really does write the songs that make the whole world sing. He was not kidding.
I mean, really, you're right.
He writes the songs. He writes the songs.
He writes them. So in the second half of the 70s, here's a fun story. A barbershop quartet performer named Lynn Haldren wrote and sang a still beloved jingle for a chain of carpet stores, which still remains one of the most oft repeated of all time. Sarah.
Huh.
It includes a phone number.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, I think this is a common thing because they didn't quite, maybe it's, needed more information because I couldn't really tell you what the jingle is for, but 800-588-2300 Empire today. But see, I don't know what I'm supposed to do today.
That is the problem, as when we were talking about the things that should be in a jingle, there is not really an explanation of the product.
Right.
And there's not really, there's a call to action, I guess.
They need the equivalent of I have a structured settlement and I need cash now. You need to figure out what you need to do before you call the number, or else you're just calling them over and over with no idea why you're there.
I can't think of really another commercial that got me to memorize the phone number.
Well, just JP Wentworth, 877 cash now.
Right. Oh, fuck, of course. JP Wentworth. So one of the other jingles that you identified as a favorite when I asked you was for Klondike bars.
Oh, yeah. That is a good one.
Can you regale us?
It's, what would you do for a Klondike bar? And then there might be that might be sort of the intro jingle, because then I feel like there's hypotheticals. And then, we made it big and thick, no room for a stick. What would you do for a Klondike bar? And there might be more, but it's just it's extremely catchy. And I love how they're also being like, listen, kids, it's a feature, not a bug. When there's a stick in your popsicle, you get less ice cream.
Exactly. So I just thought you would like to know that the person who wrote that jingle, her name's Lynn Ahrens, and she is a singer-songwriter who also wrote and performed songs for Schoolhouse Rock and Captain Kangaroo, which is fun.
Oh my God.
She is also a Tony Award-winning writer of Broadway productions, including Anastasia, Ragtime, Once on This Island, and Seussical.
What?
Yeah.
Seussical is the first Broadway musical I ever saw.
Well, you have a special place in your heart for Lynn because, Sarah, she also wrote another of the jingles that you identified as a favorite.
Ooh.
For Bounty, the Quicker Picker Upper. So So in 1982, we got the Toys R Us jingle that we all know so well.
I can't remember it at the moment. Will you sing it for me?
I don't want to grow up.
Oh my
I'm
God.
a Toys R Us kid. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I love that one.
Oh my God. I didn't even realize that was a jingle. I thought that was just a song.
No, it's a jingle. You thought it was like a song on the radio.
Well, I guess they're like, I don't want, well, I guess it's like kind of an homage to Peter Pan.
Yeah, probably. That makes sense. I wanted to bring this one up because it's great and also because it was co-written by a young James Patterson.
Oh my God.
Accomplished grocery store thriller novelist.
Yep.
Which is just a ridiculous fact. So in 1984, one of our favorite jingles was created. There were 3,000 versions of it produced in various styles from gospel to country to jazz and even an opera version. It was performed at different times by celebrities like Aretha Franklin, Randy Travis, Paul Stanley of Kiss, and Rockapella.
Wow. Rockapella.
Yeah. And it was sold, actually, the rights to it. I thought this was interesting in 2021 for $90,000.
Wow.
And I think we should watch our favorite Folgers ad.
Yes, I think we should.
Because we do share a favorite Folgers ad, don't we?
I believe so. I think it's probably everyone's favorite Folgers ad.
It's got to be. If you want to describe what we're seeing while we watch, I think it's really important.
Well, so this is an ad based on the river dance craze of the 90s, and it's a young river dancer getting ready for river dance practice.
She's in bed. She's waking up. Folgers is being poured. She's thinking about her day coming up.
She's waking up smelling the coffee. We also have random switching between color and black and white, which is such a 90s thing.
Uh-oh, guys, here it comes. Folgers is hitting. She's at a river dance class. Oh, she's having a good time, and she's fucking river dancing her ass off. Folgers in your eye.
His legs move about as if independent from his body.
It's like the most insane one. I love it. So, of course, we all know the Folgers ads.
It's so good. That ad really implied to me that perhaps one could aspire to grow up and join the burgeoning river dance community, you know?
Yeah.
Which, not that the ad said that, but, you know, I had hopes.
Well, and I just love, too, that it's like, you know, she's having some coffee. It's like starting to hit her. And then suddenly it's like the coffee hits and it's like, so really go look it up, everybody.
It's also just like when you're learning how to be an adult or like a kid kind of trying to figure out the adult world, like that does feel like very useful information. You're like, okay, that is the coffee that's going to get me river dancing.
Hey, you know,
and make me smile when I smell it while I'm waking up. Like maybe I'm too trusting, but
I think we should do a river dance episode. You haven't done one of those yet, right?
Not yet. Yeah, that'd be very interesting. I hope Riverdance hasn't been up to anything nefarious.
So another ad that came about in the 80s was for Kit Kat bars, which we've already covered a little bit in our first episode.
Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that. Football cream.
Fancy feast.
Chrysler car.
The only thing that's really interesting about the development of this one is that Kit Kat was looking for an ad. They went to an ad company that created, you know, their jingle, and they needed that second pitch, right? Because you can't really go to a company and be like, here's our only pitch. You have to have a second one. So they asked this composer duo to just like make a throwaway jingle. And they didn't have enough money to even hire singers, so they just sang it themselves. But Kit Kat loved their version. And so a hit was born.
Incredible. Yeah, it is a really good one. And again, there's a call to action. You got to break off a piece.
Gotta break off a piece. And I love Kit Kats. Kit Kats are like top 3 candy for me.
What else is in your top 3?
Reese's, peanut butter cups, and maybe Snickers. I don't know. If you freeze any candy, it's good. That's my theory.
True.
But I don't. Yeah. I only like chocolate candy. I don't really like. I mean, I'll eat a gummy worm here and there.
You'll eat a worm.
What about you?
I think top 3 is probably like any sour gummy, peanut butter cups.
Okay.
And I hate to say this, but I love Almond Joy.
That's okay.
I feel like I'm revealing myself as a certain type of person that my top 3 candy bar is an Almond Joy.
An old person, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Twix because I'm 14.
Yeah. No, Twix is good. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to find a candy that isn't pleasing in some way. I guess like I'm a pickle person. There is not really candy in my house, but there's a lot of like pickled things.
I love pickles, man.
Yeah.
I love them.
Pickles are a gift.
Okay. So if we return now to our cola wars.
Oh, yeah.
This time in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Pepsi did another kind of brilliant thing to try to energize the youth market when they paid pop star Michael Jackson a cool $5 million to become their new spokesperson. Interestingly, the partnership was actually first offered to Coke, but they lowballed Michael with a $1 million deal, and his
Come on, you guys.
flatly rejected it. Yes.
Yeah.
So Pepsi, it's not quadruple. What's the next one?
Quintuple, I think.
Yeah, they quintupled it, and the partnership was born.
And wasn't he filming a Pepsi commercial when there was that like something went wrong with the pyro or something, and he like
yes, and his hair caught on fire,
got horribly burned. So if Michael Jackson had worked with a Coke, the world might be completely different.
The world might be completely different. That's spooky. And we need one of those like books or movies where it's like, this is what the world would be like, like how they're like, this would be what the world would be like if Germany won World War II. But
yeah, those are the 2 biggest, potential alternative timelines, that and Michael Jackson partnering with Coke that time.
But it was Michael Jackson that came up with the idea for their first ad, which was to use Billie Jean.
Huh. That was very generous.
With the new lyrics for their jingle. Do you want to listen to this one?
I do. Oh, boy.
God, this song is so good, too.
Yeah.
Such a weird song. Cool kids having Pepsis.
You're a whole new generation. You're dancing through the day. You're grabbing for the magic on the run. You're a whole new generation.
So, I mean, that was like pretty smart.
A little bit of Thriller energy here.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So this ad was, as you probably imagine, really, really successful. And it directly led to Pepsi hitting this annual marker of $7.7 billion and a big increase in their market share. While the same year, Coke's actually dropped. And that's what led to Coke panicking to release new Coke, which I'm sure you talked about in your episode.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Wow. And that was, of course, a big unforced error. And, just for anyone who needs this advice, who's listening, if you're popular for doing something and then you experience competition or you get worried or you get a little scared, the answer is not to then do something else that people don't like. Just just relax. It's fine. Like billions of dollars is a lot of money to be making for sugar water. I think it'll be okay.
Truly. And, I will say, though, something interesting about that is there is a theory that they released new Coke knowing that people would hate it and would want the nostalgia of coming back to the real Coke. Because once they brought back original Coke, there was like a Coke craze.
I can kind of see that. It seems a little bit too self-aware to be true, but
it's very long game in a way that feels like too risky. So I'm not sure.
And I feel like these corporations kind of think quarter by quarter, which is their whole problem.
That's very true. It is quarter by quarter. So the Michael Jackson partnership is an important moment because it was really this like kind of beginning of a shift away from jingles and toward pop songs becoming, the musical kind of spokes thing for the product.
And just taking something like rather than having a challenge of writing something that people like, you take something people already recognize and right on the coattails of their positive feelings toward that, which is a bit lazy and expensive.
It is, but it did work. And as we'll all remember, there were like many spokespeople for Pepsi, including our generation, Britney Spears.
I remember this. And I remember actually there was an ad or a piece of journalism in the Weekly World News at the time theorizing that Britney was an alien, and that was why Bob Dole looked so hypnotized in that Pepsi commercial.
That's so funny. The Weekly World News, such an important institution.
Charlie, this is the paper with the 8th highest circulation in the world, or whatever.
So Britney's was... Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. The joy of Pepsi, joy of bubbles, joy of fun. Remember this?
Yes.
Joy of Pepsi on your tongue, greatest taste sensation under the sun. Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
I feel like the impression you're doing, I hear Britney, but I also hear a little bit of Luann from King of the Hill.
Great. I always hope to rope her in to the conference call. More after this. And now, back to the show. So by the mid-90s, because there were so many different TV channels for the first time, it meant that ads were not being heard as often. Like, it didn't have that same power of repetition.
Right.
So it just kind of became less potent. Like, the idea of an earworm jingle just wasn't cutting it. So here's like a good example. In 1998, only 12% of ads were actually using jingles, which might be shocking because it felt like every ad was using a jingle. But it was already like way on the outs by the time we were kids. And it was just like the dregs of jingles were left, because by 2011, there were only 2% of ads used jingles, which seems wild to me.
Man.
So in addition to these new struggles with TV advertising, jingles just started to be seen as old-fashioned, cheesy, generally uncool. But there were some new ones that I feel that we should bring up from our childhood, just for fun. Okay. So, of course, do you remember the Ross ad?
Yes, this was such an earworm for me when I was a kid. Do you like it? I love it. I got it at Ross.
That's it.
Still think of that whenever I see a Ross.
Do you remember Stuart from Mad TV?
I do remember Stuart from Mad TV.
That's what I always think of, because there's just a moment where he's like kicking around. He's just like, do you love it? I love it. I got it at Ross. That's like what I always think of. How about one of the best ever as well, Bagel Bites?
Yes. And really like part of the jingle landscape we grew up with of like appealing to the 90s, like grunge kid, which I guess is what they were imagining, like pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time. When pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza anytime. Which is not a rule that existed before. But they were like, well, obviously, when pizza's on a bagel, you can eat it anytime.
Yeah, you can. And of course, you remember the Mentos jingle. Could you do the Mentos jingle?
I'm not going to get all the words, but like it was a tour de force. It was like Mentos fresher, Mentos fresher, full of life. Mentos, the fresh maker. Speaking of mints, you know what I find wild in a way is they no longer make certs. I think in like 2018 or something like that, Mondelez Industries, or however you call that conglomerate, just quietly phased out certs.
Wow.
And I think it was one of those things where like, I don't think very many people were focused on certs, but they were like, you know, the breath mint that would like come in a roll like Lifesavers.
Yeah.
They were like the sister mint to the Lifesaver. And I remember so often like being in the car with my mom being like, I'm hungry. And we were in traffic. She'd be like, have some certs, you know, and you would have to like go in your mom's bag and get some certs. And they would be in like the tube with the foil folded over with like fuzz on them, you know, because he couldn't really close it. And you would eat some certs. Like, I'll never have a cert again, you know?
It reminds me of how, like, there are a few Quaaludes still floating around in the world.
I know. I really want to find some somewhere one day.
Drop it in the comments because...
Yeah. And if you have a cert, look, if you have one last cert and one last Quaalude and you're saving them, then like, don't worry about me. But if you have like a few, let us know.
So one of my favorite candies as a kid was crispy M&Ms. And
oh my God, yeah,
they were so good.
They're gone, aren't they?
Well, I think they're back now, but there was a long period where they were gone. And I was just like, okay, RIP. And then when I was 18, I went to Amsterdam and got
oh my God,
like just beyond high, like just beyond like obliterated at the weed cafes. And I was just walking around in a stupor, and I went into a store and there was a giant bag of crispy M&Ms.
Oh my God.
It's like the perfect time to find a giant bag of your favorite candy from childhood.
That's so beautiful.
It was a really, so I just walked around all day eating this giant bag of crispy M&Ms.
That's beautiful.
Oh, to be 18.
Yeah, I feel like there's something so vulnerable about becoming dependent on a flavor and then losing it, because it's like having a song that you love that like you suddenly can't hear one day anymore. And it's so miraculous when they reappear.
Ugh, I know. Okay, so moving out of the 90s, we have one good example from the 2000s, I think, that does exemplify this kind of complete movement into popular music, like the last thing straddling two worlds. And that was the 2003 jingle from McDonald's. Do you know what it is, Sarah?
It's got to be I'm Lovin' It, right?
It's I'm Lovin' It. You got it.
Okay. All right. And why is that straddling pop music more than another jingle?
Well, do you remember who originally sang that jingle?
No. Who was it?
Justin Timberlake.
No.
Snake Boy himself. So the I'm Lovin' It jingle was actually written by Pharrell and a team of writers.
What?
Which I think is so random. Yeah.
Beautiful. See, there's so much history all around us.
I know. Fun fact is that Pharrell was actually fired multiple times by McDonald's as a young man. So fuck you.
Right? So that wheel of fortune keeps on spinning.
It sure does. So Justin was paid $6 million to sing this jingle and participate in the campaign. I don't even think he was actually in it.
I feel like, yeah. I mean, it just goes to show how far some guy can get.
Well, hear this, Sarah. He was paid $6 million, but he now regrets doing it.
Oh,
Because he's a little
pourquoi?
I don't know. He doesn't say. He's just like, I wish I hadn't done that. And it's like, just so whatever. It's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is it just so hard for you that you did a McDonald's commercial for $6 million?
And 2003 money also, which like now it costs $6 million to go to Whole Foods.
That's so true. So kind of like Pepsi and Coke did their like jingles turned real songs, the I'm Loving It song, I didn't remember this at all, became a real song called I'm Lovin' It.
What?
That was like,
I had no idea.
But it was like the hamburger store was removed. So there was no McDonald's part.
Okay.
And the song, it's fine. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a fine song. It has ba-da-ba-ba-ba, which is like catchy, you know?
Which is kind of the main catchy jingle part.
Yeah. And that's really the only part of the jingle. Like, it's really just that little snippet.
Yeah. Which is not even a whole jingle. It's like a sliver. It's like a crust of a jingle.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, the song like did fine. Not really great or anything like that. It was kind of a blip in his career. But they still use that jingle now. Yeah.
I mean, it's held on. And I suppose because it's like minimalist enough that you can kind of massage it around and do it in different styles. So it doesn't, you can kind of keep refreshing it.
Yeah.
But like McDonald's has had a lot of good jingles over the years. And it's always struck me as kind of a bummer that like their jingle is sort of minimalist and like trying to not embarrass itself. And that's what their store design has become too, where it's just kind of like gleaming and pale and there's no play place. And, usually you can just order at a kiosk. And I mean, McDonald's used to be like truly a place. Like I remember that being one of the main places where kids had birthday parties when I was in elementary school, and I'm sure that you could do that now, but it would be, to quote Dwight Schrute, a bleak affair.
No, they had like those portables behind the stores where they would have birthday parties.
Did they? I didn't even know about those. That's awesome.
I recently found a video from me turning like 3 or 4, and it is at a McDonald's.
Aww.
Which is so 90s. It's an incredibly 90s video.
I got to have a birthday at a Discovery Zone.
That's badass. Discovery Zone.
It was amazing.
Fucking ruled.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so from the early 2000s on, there's not like a ton of jingle related history to cover because most of the ones we heard were recycled. They moved away from the jingle. It just wasn't like happening too much from then on. But I do think that in this moment, as millennials are aging into ad executives, they're kind of making a little bit of a return, likely due to our voracious nostalgia.
Nice. Well, I'm glad. I love a jingle.
So I want to end on this story that I just love. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's very recent. So on December 23rd, 2025, so just over a month ago, this TikToker and an iconic they-them, also to note, named Romeo Bingham, or at Romeo's Show on TikTok, they uploaded and shared a clip, in their words, impulsively. So let's listen to this TikTok from Romeo.
Yay.
I have a theme song for Dr. Pepper, and it goes like this. Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Doo-doo-doo.
It's great.
It is very good. What I like is that it just cuts straight to the chase.
Yeah, let's get to the point
of what all these other jingles are trying to say. It's good and nice.
And it's just so catchy. So Romeo uploaded this video and tagged Dr. Pepper and let it ride. Not really, I'm sure, expecting anything close to what would happen next. But on the same day that they posted this TikTok, Dr. Pep replied to the post and said, quote, "Hold on, ... You might be onto something." Later in the day, they DM'd Romeo. Dr. Pepper then created a 15-second commercial using the jingle, just repeating it a few times, adding some harmonies, and then they played it over a simple video of a wet pepper can pouring into an ice-filled glass.
A wet pepper.
Would you like to watch their version?
I sure would.
Okay. It's like a really classic soda commercial, I feel
See,
like.
I'm just going to speak in jingles now.
Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Good and nice.
Very nice.
There you go. It's like a pretty classic commercial.
You know, you don't have to overthink it.
No. And that jingle has been in my head for the last several days. Just hardcore. And it's so fun to sing. It's really good. So Dr. Pepper ran this ad 10 days ago for the first time as of this recording. Okay. So it's just like so fun when something big happens when you're making an episode that you feel like is unrelated to anything in the modern world. So,
wow. Yeah. And you've been on the jingle beat for a while now.
I have been on, thank you. I have been on the jingle beat.
You've been living in the jingle jungle.
That's true. And I'm ready to get the fuck out. I am tired of jingles. Let me tell you what. So on January 19th, during the 2026 College Football Playoff National Championship, Dr. Pepper ran this ad, which meant that millions of people heard this new jingle. And from there, the TikTok went viral itself with 35 million views. So the soda brand did pay Romeo an undisclosed amount of money, but there were rumors saying it was $2 million. I highly doubt that. I don't think there's been any confirmation. I did see like a random video, and I don't know when it was from, that seemed like Romeo had said that the money had not yet appeared in their account. But I will say that doesn't mean a lot as someone who does take ads from advertisers and then you're paid like a fucking year later or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild. But, so I don't think that means anything particularly nefarious is going on with Dr. Pepper. And I hope that they didn't lowball because, it's like, don't lowball on something like this because everyone's going to hate you if they find out that you didn't pay this adorable them the right amount of money.
I guess the cynical view, which there's always room in my heart for, is that spending, no matter how much of it is a bargain for them to create this idea that they are of the people, by the people, and for the people, Yeah. But it's an intelligent thing to do, which is more than I can say for most companies. You have to give them that.
Well, and I think an important part of this episode is that we're not necessarily celebrating these brands. I know we're yummy Coke, but we're saying that
we're celebrating, I think, the ways that we and other human beings feel more love for something like a jingle or a company or a product than it can ever deserve, but sort of celebrating our capacity for feeling that way,
Absolutely. and celebrating the creators of the jingle, which is very different from the company, right? Even different from the ad executives.
Like Barry Manilow and Romeo Bingham. Yeah, very different.
Exactly.
For sure. Yeah.
So let's hope that Dr. Pepper fucking paid out.
Yeah.
But the story doesn't end there. So this TikTok, the popularity of it, the understanding that Dr. Pepper was doing something with this jingle that Romeo created, it led to like a flurry of other brands trying to quickly mimic this concept. So a bunch of brands entered the comment section of this TikTok, which is always annoying because, you know, brands are trying to be so cool.
Yeah, they're trying too hard.
They are trying too hard. Sometimes it's funny. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes there's a really smart Gen Zer in there.
Yeah, sometimes it hits.
All right, I'm going to read you some of these comments, okay? So Popeyes pops in and says, "Get her on the phone now."
Okay. Come on, Popeyes.
Coming in really hot with the misgendering, which you fucking know that they panicked about that later.
I hope they did, yeah.
Yeah, but you just know that there was like a board meeting about that.
There better have been.
I know. Welch's Fruit Snacks says, "Not to be pick me, but us next." So stupid. Hyundai USA, who I will say Romeo, I believe, is currently working with on another jingle, says, "I volunteer as tribute." Old Spice said, "We could use some fresh lyrics to go with our whistle." No idea what that means.
Oh, you know, because that's because of Old Spice. They have that little jingle that's just like,
oh, totally.
I'm not a good whistler.
Totally. And finally, Star-Kissed Tuna says, "What about Star-Kissed?"
Save the dolphins, you guys.
Yeah, save the dolphins. And listen to the Keiko series of You're Wrong About It. It's wonderful.
Yeah, check her out.
So, also, I will never get over Candace, whatever her name is. What's her name? The star
Candace Cameron?
Yeah, I will never get over Candace Cameron being the Star-Kissed Tuna spokeswoman. Go watch those ads sometime, you guys, because...
Are they like recent or from 40 years ago? I feel like it could be either.
I would say like 5 years ago.
Okay, that's thrilling.
That's my estimate.
Yeah.
But that's my gift to you is go watch every Star-Kissed tuna.
Also, why would a tuna be star-kissed?
No,
you know, it makes
weird.
sense for oranges to be sun-kissed because they do spend a lot of time in the sun. Tuna? Hard to say.
Do you think it's a starfish thing? Probably not. That seems weird. Why would a starfish kiss a tuna?
That doesn't sound very appetizing.
No.
Because they love each other
It's
very
wrong.
much.
It's wrong.
Or because they're on ecstasy.
There you go. I could kiss anyone on this truck. Okay, so as of this recording, it appears Romeo is now working with Hyundai, as I mentioned, and Vita Coco at minimum. And it does seem like there are like more coming down the pipeline, which I hope.
Yeah. Well, let's start a jingle craze, everybody.
Please. They now have a super professional website that I saw. And you know what? I hate capitalism. I hate products, but I love Romeo, and we all have to survive in this world. And I think this is a pretty cool way.
I think it's a wake-up call for me about how long I've been putting off updating my website.
That's right. Yeah, we all have.
And also all that stuff you just said.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, you know, I make ads. I know that you've avoided it. And we make ads on our show, and I have a great time making them. I get a lot of really good feedback. I try to throw myself into making the most absurdist thing that I possibly can, just because, hey, if you got to do it, make it fun for everyone. That's what I say.
Yeah, exactly. We could all be like happy little puppy dogs wagging our tails.
Thanks, David Lynch.
Quoting commercial director David Lynch.
So Romeo has now come to be known as the Mozart of jingles, perhaps proving
Incredible.
single-handedly that the jingle, an art form that appeared to be dead and buried, is back for a new generation. So yeah, that, Sarah, is the history of jingles as we know them.
Dr. Pepper, baby, I need cash now.
See, maybe we're the next jingle writers. I think I could do it.
Yeah.
I really do. But maybe I can't. I don't know. I don't have the voice, but I might have the heart.
Let me try an American Hysteria jingle. Let's see. American Hysteria, thrills and chills and learning stuff. Like, I'm going to work on it.
I was working on one
today. Oh, yeah. Tell me.
Urban legends, panics, and hoaxes too. American Hysteria will get you through. Something like that.
Oh, I like it.
We're gonna actually have that made.
Urban legends, panics, and hoaxes too. American Hysteria will get you through.
Chelsey, thank you for reminiscing with me about the music that probably I will hear in my head when I am leaving this earthly coil. It meant so much to me.
I know. And it's true. It's like these songs, these jingles are so deeply within our very blood. It's just, it's pretty wild, the power of a little tune. It's all it takes. A little tune, a little rhyme.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it.
Yeah. Well, and also, I mean, that's why, that's why the protest song exists too,
Exactly.
Sometimes it's easier to sing it.
There are much better things to do with the sung slogan, that's for sure. And you know what? We really need some updated protest chants. That's what I've been thinking about lately, is we got to get some new ones, people. So maybe that's a better use of your time than making a jingle for us. But you know what? You decide.
Yeah, exactly. It's up to you. It's the choice of a new generation.
The Pepsi generation. Okay, Sarah, thank you so much. This has been so fun, and I always love having you on to bring you through the strangest parts of our history.
I love being your jingle bell.
What jingle do you want to end on? Why don't we end on J.G. Wentworth? Can you play us out, Sarah?
Yeah. I have a structured settlement and I need cash now. Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now. I have an annuity and I need cash now. Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
Thank you, Sarah.
877 cash now.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Chelsey. This was great.
This was American Hysteria. Our jingle today was provided by our house band, Magpie Cinema Club. Get access to their music at the link in our episode notes. If you want to support American Hysteria, and we can always really use more support to make sure we can continue making this show, you can become a patron at patreon.com/American Hysteria or by subscribing on Apple Plus. You'll get ad-free episodes as well as bonus content, like the other podcast that I make with our producer Miranda called Hysteria Home Companion, where we tell stories related to the topics that we cover or stories that we just know that you'll love. Sarah Marshall was a recent guest on that show as well, and we talked all about the times that Satan's face has been seen in different objects. That's patreon.com/American Hysteria or subscribe on Apple Plus. If you go to AmericanHysteria.com, you can pick up some of our merch. As always, 100% of the profits go to the Samir Project, a Palestinian-led mutual aid group in Gaza who are delivering food and supplies to those in need. While you're at AmericanHysteria.com, you can also leave us a message on the Urban Legends hotline about a tale that you remember from growing up or one you've heard recently, and we might do an entire investigation about it. You can follow us on Instagram at American Hysteria Podcast, and if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a 5-star review on whatever app you use. It really helps us out. American Hysteria's producer and editor is Miranda Zickler. Our associate producer is Riley Swedelius-Smith. This episode has additional editing by Kaylee Jasperson, and I'm your host, Chelsey Weber-Smith. Thanks, as always, for listening, and I hope you have a great week.